Now that the car's running, need some brakes here. Brake pedal was locked up. I kind of pushed it, and I don't think the piston's coming back. So what I did is check the reservoir, and it's bone dry. There's just a sludgy substance in there. In hindsight, I probably should have checked this first and put some oil. I'm gonna do that now, and just to see if we could free this up and get brakes. Another thing that I did off camera was I tried to get the transmission in gear and it would not go while the car was on. I think the pressure plate is frozen, so at some point I'm gonna have to get the car in the air, look in there if I can, and check that out just to get this thing moving on its own power. That is that gooey, greasy stuff coming out of the master cylinder. Alright, I need to finish cleaning this car out. It is absolutely disgusting inside. I mean, I even have moss growing off the seats. Look at those rat nests in there. It's gross. We're gonna try and get some of this old carpet ripped out. Maybe get these seats wiped down. Cut some of this headliner down. I'm gonna leave the bows in place. This car is extremely rough, to say the least. I mean, there's barely any floor. This is gonna be a big project, but not impossible. Well, we got the car vacuumed out. Just a rough clean. Probably throw some blankets over these seats, sit in here. But there is absolutely no floor. That's just the subframe. The rocker doesn't seem too bad, but I gotta take a better look at that. Something is holding this car together. It's definitely not the floor. I think the rockers are still good. I'm actually pretty concerned with the mount that's under the seat. I can't see it, but based on what everything else I see, I'm sure that's just done. But I mean, as you can see, door closes great. My gaps are perfect. So my conclusion is the rockers are holding it together. And they do look good. They are pretty solid, except for this one here. Alright, so my master cylinder is locked up. What I did was I put some fluid inside to see last night to see if it would soak through and maybe lubricate the O-rings. Look inside, and the fluid didn't go anywhere. So either all the ports are just crudded up from all that gunk that was inside the master cylinder. I don't know. So what I'm going to do here is take this this line off and see if we get some fluid to flow through there. About 90% sure there's no hope for this master cylinder, but figured why not. I don't want to push this thing around. I don't want to buy a master cylinder because this car I'm probably going to convert to power brakes. And obviously, as you guys see, brakes are going to be the furthest thing that I'm going to start with here. We got to do all the floor, the frame rails. A lot of rust work. This car is really rough. Probably should have went with a better option. Could I have? Yeah. But I mean, it's a numbers matching 400 car. Why not? Well, I let that master cylinder soak up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on taking that door apart and see if we can get it unlocked. See if I can get to the mechanism in there. So we're gonna get all those little pieces taken apart. As you can see, that door panel is pretty much shot, so I don't have to worry too much about saving it. I mean, I'm not gonna go ape shit on it, but let's see where we get. Now, if you guys don't know, in these older cars, there's a clip that holds this on, and there's a special tool to get it off. Now, there's more than one way. I've done it with picks, and I have seen people do it with a rag. I've never done it that way. I've either done it with picks, screwdriver, but I got the tool. I'm gonna go grab that real quick and get that off. So this is that tool I was talking about. Very simple. It goes in behind the window crank. This will go around, and these two notches right here will go into a groove that clip clips in and push it out. And if I remember right, I believe the clips are oriented like this. It's actually been a while since I've removed one of these. Here's that clip I was telling you about. The way it goes is it slides in, and in that groove where this clip resides, those two ears will catch it, spread, and push the clip out. Here we have our handle, and that clip goes right through that groove right there. Would you look at that? I guess sometimes you just gotta beat them. If you look in there, that is rusty. Door jamb looks good. Oh, might need a new hinge here. Don't know. I'm gonna get all that rust knocked off. Soak it up in PB Blaster. And then once we get her going, get some white grease. I sprayed these hinges down with some PB Blaster, and it's still rough, but check that out. That door still closes great. I soaked the hell out of this with some PB Blaster, but our shell looks pretty good. the frame. It doesn't look like you can see too well on the camera. There's not too much rust there, except right here. Put a little light right underneath where the hinge goes. We got some rot. Now I don't know if it's soaked through. Actually, yeah, there's a little pinhole right there. We'll patch this up and we'll save this door shell. Doesn't look to be too bad a shape. Here's the conclusion with the bird. The brake master cylinder, that's done. I can't get that thing to free up, which I expected, but I figured why not. So we're not going to get brakes. The clutch is frozen. Now I started up off camera and I jerked it back and forth in gear with the starter, and it's not freeing up. So I'm not even going to waste my time with it. It's cold out. It's about to be January. We're actually lucky to not have snow here in Buffalo. But if you know anything about the Buffalo area, you can get snow in the blink of the eye. Like literally tomorrow we could have 6 feet. I've seen it happen. But I'm probably going to be done with this for now. I'm going to push it to the side, get it covered up, and I'm going to jump on this Camaro. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And if you haven't considered subscribing, please do. I do have plenty of content that I plan to bring to you guys. Now, we're going to take a break from the Firebird and jump on this Camaro because, to be honest, I need the space. You see here, I got a full house in here. So, plus I want to enjoy this during the summertime. We're going to get it dynoed, see how much power it makes. And as soon as I get the sheet metal and I can swap these two out, we're going to be cutting the Firebird up. And plus, I'm probably going to be bringing out my Chevelle this summer too. I've been using it as a shelf. I got to clean that thing up. It hasn't actually been started in 2 years. It's been sitting. It's sad. But we're going to bring her back out. But thank you guys. I'll catch you next time.